Good morning. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I can't believe we're finally almost in the middle of January. One more day to go. It feels like the 55th of the month by now. Um, this morning is our next masterclass on our little power boost for January. And it is all about marketing. So it's marketing that actually works. So today is not about spamming your clients or sending offers every 5 minutes. It's about building a genuine connection with your client to keep your appointment book full without feeling or sounding salesy. So what we're going to cover today is making the most from your automation in SalonIQ, improve your client communication, how to retain your existing clients without lifting a finger, and sending the right message to the right client and at the right time. So let's get started. So I think most clients will be guilty of this. They say they love their hair, they love their nails, they love their facial. They just simply forgot to rebook. And it's not that clients stop coming to you because they don't like you. Life just gets busy. Everyone's busy, aren't they? Everyone's super busy these days and on fast forward. But the salon that stays gently visible wins. And that's what we need to get you guys to. So your best clients are normally just one nudge away from rebooking and coming back. So it's not the end of the world. Um, so the 2026 client is something that we're focusing on quite heavily, especially with the new start of, the year. And we're looking at what clients expect and the reality of what those clients are after. So 2026 clients are short on time, they're distracted, they're overloaded with messages, and they're expecting their tasks to feel easy and personal. So marketing isn't louder anymore. We just need to be smarter. So just taking a moment there to think that if you stopped messaging your clients tomorrow, so you just turned everything off, didn't message them, how long would your appointment book stay full? Is it going to have an impact? Would you notice it the day after, the week after, or would it take a bit longer? I think it'd be quite an instant impact if you just completely stopped messaging. And that's through email, SMS, on your socials. There's so many different ways you can message a client that it's amazing how much that would impact your business if you just one day stopped. I think we all probably have had this before, but it is apparent in every business that it costs up to 5 times more to attract a new client than to bring an existing one back. So just thinking about that, do you all know how much it costs for your business to attract one new client? And imagine that bringing an existing client back might cost you nothing if you do it by email. It might cost you 7p if you do it by text, but it's going to cost you 5 times more than that with all your social media costs as well. To bring one new client to your salon. So it's all about how, yes, we want to bring on new clients and we need to grow, but we also need to keep those existing clients coming back because they're our bread and butter. So what client connection really means? So client connection is being relevant, it's being timely, it's being personal, and it's being consistent. And it's not constant discounts. That's one thing that we really try and, yes, it's fine to discount every now and again or to suit what you need in the business at the time, but you don't need to be constantly discounting and cheapening your brand, cheapening your products, and cheapening your services. And we don't need to generic blast messages to everyone. So you're far better to do smaller targeted campaigns on specific pockets that you're looking for than you are to just send out, one giant message to all of your clients at the same time. It's just more cost effective and you're going to get better results. Sometimes salon marketing feels hard. And this is what your team probably say. You don't know what to say to your clients. You don't want to annoy them. You don't have time to constantly think, what can I send them today? What do I need to do today? But with the right system, marketing becomes something that you set up once. So it might take a little bit of time to invest in at the beginning, but then you benefit from it month in, month out, all year round. And this is where Salon IQ really makes the difference. So we get the right message we make sure that it gets to the right client at the right time. So in a world full of marketing communication, is your salon staying visible or is it quietly being forgotten? Now, I know that when I go onto my phone, I think Sam saw my emails, my personal email box the other day, and I have about 12,000 unread emails. Um, I don't know if anybody else can relate to that or if I'm the only one that's terrible. But, our phones are constantly pinging with reminders and messages and notifications. And is your business one of them, or is it getting lost or forgotten because you're not in your clients' phones and face enough? But it's about finding that right mix. So you don't want to do it too much, but you don't want to be non-existent either. And then we need to think about, which is what Cara's going to focus on today, is stop treating all clients the same. So we need to focus on the right target message for your target audience. So not all clients need that same text and email. Now, if you're sending out a newsletter that might be quarterly, annually, monthly, absolutely fine. Send it to everybody. The more people that see it, the better. But does a new client need the same message as a VIP client? Or should you be looking at your overdue clients? Would you talk to them the same way as you talk to your high spenders? So it's all about just taking a moment and making a list maybe of all of the groups that you've got of your clients and working out. So my new clients, this is the message and this is the journey I want to take them on as a new client. Your color clients, what do you need to be telling them? It's probably something completely different, well, it will be, to your clients that come in for waxing or don't come in for color servicing. So maybe just break down each segment of your client list and think, what are the different types of clients that I need to be talking to and communicating to? But what's my message for each of those? What do I want each of them to do? How do I want to look after my VIPs? And think, how can you give them the experience that they need? And then a different message for the overdue clients, or the ones that buy your retail. So it's all about breaking it down. And I would literally say, get a piece of paper, group them all down and write down what you think your messaging or you need your messaging to be. And then what actually works in salon marketing. So you don't need fancy graphics. You don't need big campaigns every week. If you're doing big campaigns every week, the likelihood is you're still going to get results and you'll probably get decent results, but you're spending way too much. And then you'll be seen as bombarding every client with every message, and it's just not relevant. So you need to do regular touch points and have clear messaging and let automation do the heavy lifting. So on the left here, we've got consistency beats creativity every time. So it's nice if you can do the fancy graphics and that's all good, but it's not necessary. The message and being consistent is far better for you when you're thinking about your marketing. And then here, so you've probably seen this little diagram before. It's automation is your silent marketing assistant. So automation simply means that a message is set up with a certain set of parameters and your message goes out when you tell it to those clients, and it keeps doing it until you turn it off or tell it to stop or change the parameters. Now, this helps that your clients feel remembered. So you can do this journey for a new client. That's one way we do it in SalonIQ. Then you can do it for your retention clients. And that's what the visual at the top is showing you. And then your appointment book stays active without anyone needing to monitor it, look after it, remember to message tomorrow's clients, last week's clients, last month's clients. And it doesn't remove the personal touch, it protects it. So everything is the same. Your branding, your messaging, your voice, your tone, they're all key things when in marketing. So you need to set that once, then you can literally forget about it and it will do the hard work in the background. Oh, I'm done. I'm done, Cara. I can shut up now for a bit.
Wait, that was it.
So,
Do you know what? I'm really nervous because after what happened last week when I shared my screen, I'm like, I hope the same thing doesn't happen again.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
I know, I'm sweating.
Let's dive in. So if you've got your laptops or tablets or anything like that and you want to make some of these changes or try things or make a list as we go, then by all means, like I say, we're recording this anyway, so you can watch it back. But if you want to follow along, you can do.
Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go to intelligent marketing. We're gonna go to automation, and then we're gonna go on to where it says custom. And then in here, you'll be able to send messages by text message, and you'll also be able to send them by email as well. So the first thing we're going to look at is the one that Jenny spoke about last week. And this one is it's called Online Chase. Do I have it here? Here we go. So we're looking at the online not booked. Now, the online not booked means that when a client goes online and they don't book their appointment, they will then get a text message or an email to say, you've went to book your appointment online, you've not completed your booking, please click this link and create your online booking. Now, we get so many amazing results from doing either this text message or this email. So when you're thinking, Jenny, when you're shopping online, how many times you go into the basket, you add something in the basket, the phone rings, and then you completely forget to go on and make that purchase. This is basically what the online login not booked is about. And we call it online chase. So I've gone onto my online booking system. I've not made that appointment. I will then get a text message, and this will tell me to either call the salon, or most importantly, you can either right click or you can go here where it says add merge field. And we need to make sure that the book now button is in here. If you do that, it'll load into their online booking system. If their item is still in the basket because they're logged in as Jenny, their details will still be there. So all they will need to do is recheck for the appointment and then make the appointment. So I'm just
I
going to
think
show
this is
you how.
best practice as well, Cara, isn't it? If you have online bookings turned on right now,
Yeah.
you need to have this message turned on. And
Um,
like we say, you don't have to pay for it. You can send it out via email. Sometimes you can put, actually, it's better probably to send by email.
mhm.
You can get more information in there. But if you have online bookings, you need to have this turned on because salons literally get thousands of pounds saved from these incomplete bookings every month. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
And what we'll do is at the end of the webinar, we'll show you some live results from our salon that we're sending it from, and we do ours via email. So I'm just going to show you how to get here again, because this is an SMS and an email that's in the back of the system that's not in your normal automated flow. So you're clicking on intelligent marketing, automation, and then custom. Okay. It'll load you to this page, and then you can go on the drop down box where it says SMS. I want to change it to email, and then you will be able to send the exact same thing from here. Okay. So if you're looking at your system and you can't find that online chase email, what you can do is in the top right hand side, if you can see where it says new action, we can click on new action. We go on the drop down box, change that to email, and then the trigger, you need to look through this trigger here, and it will be in here. What is it called? Let's have a look. Membership. It's here somewhere. Got that many ones to choose from now. Appointment selected, not booked. Okay, so the action type is email because that's what we want to do. The trigger is appointment selected, not booked. And then this is when you can go in and you can write your email with exactly what you want it to say. Just really, really important that you're clicking on the add merge field and always put in the book now button. We do also have some templates that we've already set up that you can use. Again, I'll show you them through the webinar. But to add our templates, we just click on choose template here, and there'll be a whole host of templates for you to choose from. You can just click on that template. That would insert the correct template. And then all you would need to do is basically go in and reword it. reword it to what you want it to be. But yeah, it's extremely important that anybody with online booking has this email set up. Okay, any questions on that? Please pop it in the chat and we can get them answered for you today. Perfect. Okay, so the next one we want to go through is the actual automation of Salon IQ. All right, so we're going to look at the guest journey, we're going to look at the retention, and also how to set up things like new client emails and birthdays. So what I want you to do is click on the menu button, go to intelligent marketing, and then go to automation. Okay, the first one you will see is appointment reminders. We'll just quickly click in here so you can see what it looks like and what's in our automated system. So this will just show you any appointment reminders that are set up. Oh no, my laptop. This will just show you any appointment reminders that are set up and any SMS or email. If it works. It was working just before we checked it, didn't we, Jenny?
We're going to have a GoFundMe page for Cara for a new laptop.
It's because I'm on it all the time. I've deleted everything off it. I've started again. Oh,
Broken
it's
it.
it's doing something. It's doing something. Let me try it on my other one. I do have a second one set up today as a just in case. So automation, appointment reminders. There you go. That one's working. Okay, so when you come into your appointment reminders, you will see here any appointment reminders that are set up by text message and any appointment reminders that are set up by email. So you can see here, I've got a 2-day before their appointment. When we click on here, this is how you can change the days. We get asked that all the time. I want to send my appointment reminders actually 3 days before, not 2 days before. All you need to do is make sure that's on a minus and then change that to -3. The runtime is 10:30, so that's just making sure that that's when the client is going to receive their text message. But again, in anything, I always put the book now link in absolutely anything, even if I'm wanting them to book their next appointment. So there's no harm putting the book now button in every single marketing campaign that you've got set up in Salon IQ. You can also see that we've got a skin test reminder in here. This is really, really good if skin test is something that you require in the salon. If you have your skin test set up in Salon IQ, what you can then do is you can actually email them before their appointment if they haven't completed their skin test. And this is brilliant. So what we can do is say, as an example, I want to email anybody who's not had a skin test within 4 days of their appointment, and then it would send them a text or an email to say, you've not had your skin test, please arrange this with the salon 48 hours before your appointment. Again, I think that's another thing that not many people know that's inside of Salon IQ that is very easy to set up. And then the last thing that you can do on your appointment reminders is no-show. Again, another really important email or text message to send to the client. And what will happen with the no-show is it will either email them. I prefer this one, Jenny. You would say you work in marketing. I would say the no-show should be done by text message.
Yeah, it's more instant.
Yeah, and the client's not turned up to the salon. They were meant to be in today. And people do have genuine reasons as to why they haven't showed up. But what happens is they don't show up to their appointment, and we've all had it. Then they don't answer the phone. Then they don't want to speak to you because they're nervous. They're nervous about what we're going to say, or we're going to, bar them from the salon. So the text message for the no-show, I always say, keep it very plain. Oh no, we were supposed to see you today. I hope everything's okay. Please call the salon on this number, or you can rebook your appointment using this link. Okay. It's just extremely important because, it won't be all the time that these clients are no-showing. And we all have things that happen in life where we can't make an appointment. And that just it makes the client feel a bit more comfortable calling the salon because you've actually texted them to see why they haven't turned up for their booking. Okay.
I think a general rule of thumb I've always worked by, even from when I was doing reviews to now being in a marketing role, is that if if there's money involved, as in an appointment reminder, or a no-show, or the first one when you do your retention, I would send it by text. So if
Yeah.
there's a need for protection, send by text. If
Mhm.
there isn't, and it's just general communication, so a confirmation, for example, so you've just booked, your appointment, send it by email. Do it the
Yeah.
free way. Do anything that doesn't need protecting, as in revenue for your business, then send it by email. But if there's money involved off the back of something, go for text.
That's really great advice, which is why it's great having you on the webinar because, Jenny works in marketing. If you guys didn't know, it's something that we do with our own clients, with you guys. You get emails from us. And yeah, that'd be great advice. Anything that is to do with, actual money that needs to come through the door, I would set it up by text message. Yeah. Great, thank you. All right, any questions about that? Just before we move on, because we will get this question, is anything by email on this automated screen is free of charge. There's no charges to set up your emails. Then you've got your second ones for your text messages, which is why we try and flip through and we say some by email, some by text. We do get a better return from text on the majority of the marketing, but we'll go through that next.
Vicky's just got a quick question that says they have a 50% fee that applies if someone cancels within 24 hours or no
Yeah.
shows. So
Mhm.
if they've sent them a reminder, reminding of that, and then they don't show, how would they do the missed appointment? What's the best way to process it if they've got a policy in place, um, they've sent the reminder, and then the client still doesn't show, or they're a really late cancellation, what's the best way of processing that appointment?
Okay. So the one thing you need to think about is if you do commissions with your team or you do targets with your team and they're paying 50% for not turning up. So the first thing I would think is, am I going to pay my team member, you know, that 50% when the client doesn't turn up? So the best way to do it is to add a service called no show. So you would add a service called no show. And then all you would do is you will go to the pound sign at the very top of Salon IQ. You would then click the team member. And if you're going to pay the team member part of this no show, I'm going to click on Alfie as an example. I'm going to pay him. And then I would go to client and I would choose the client that I'm going to take the payment for. And then I would choose the service called no show. So you go to service and you choose one. I might have one called no show. I can't remember. I'm sure I do because I'm always testing. Yeah, there you go. I've got one called no show. I'm bringing it through. I then work out what the 50% is. If it's £50 or whatever, I would click in here and then I would take the payment. That means that £50 then goes towards Alfie's target because, it's also not the team member's fault that the client's not turned up. If you want to take it all for yourself, then you will put it under OTC or retail.
So if the clients obviously they're not physically in the salon because they've not shown up, would you send a payment link to collect that
The-
money or
This is the next tricky part. This is why we should be taking deposits. Because I
mm.
seen a chat on our Facebook actually last week, and there was loads of clients commenting on this particular issue. And the whole reason is the client doesn't turn up. They're not going to let you take that money. And then what happens is you do take the money if you get a chance to get their card details and you take the money, then they dispute it with the bank. And they say, I didn't go to that appointment. They dispute it with the bank and the client ends up winning. We're doing a deposit, it's a booking fee, it's a processing fee, and you're telling them everything before they cancel their appointment. So, Jenny, you will pay your deposit today for next week. I then send you an email. Thank you, Jenny, for booking online today. Here's all our terms and conditions. I'm telling you everything. I'm pre-warning you that this is a booking fee. You are not going to get it back if you don't turn up to your appointment. Then you don't turn up. I've already got your money. I don't need to chase anything.
So in
And
Vicky's
this,
case, it probably is better to think about maybe doing a 50% deposit when
yeah,
booking. And
hmm
then if the client doesn't show, you've already got that 50%. And then it's just a case of
exactly. Process
messaging
it
the
through.
client to say, you've processed it, you've got the money already.
hmm
Um, and Claire's just come up saying, for a no-show, can we set more deposits for serial no-shows?
You could do on the record card. So if I go onto the record card, you've got two options. So you would either say to the client they're on the normal 50% or whatever you've got set up, Claire, on your system. Or let's say I'm a serial no-shower. And it's not just no-shows. We need to think about people who are doing late cancellations as well. They're just as bad because they're
Yeah, just as
canceling 48
damaging.
hours. It's just as damaging. But if you go onto your client record card, you know, Cara. And I'm always late. I'm not, by the way. I'm actually always really early.
I'm always
Um,
late.
yeah, I'm always early. If I click on accounts on Cara's record card, there is an option where it says full payment required online. And that's really great for your clients who are, the serial ones who are always no showing. Tag it in here, press save, and then when Cara goes online, she's going to be asked to pay the full amount. Yeah.
Whereas everybody else would just default to the,
The
the normal,
normal.
whatever you've got, 50%
Yeah.
or whatever.
And blame the system. So we get this all, oh, what if the client says, why aren't I paying £50? You say the system's set to take a normal deposit. However, when you no show, it then starts asking you for full payment. If you come in 3 times in a row and you don't no show, it'll also be removed. So you can blame the system for the processes that are happening online. So that's a good little trick.
Perfect.
Nice little white lie from a Scouser.
Never.
Okay, so moving on. Next one is we've got birthdays. And again, Jenny will probably agree, doing a birthday email doesn't mean that we're going to give anything away. But how lovely is it when you receive a text message or an email to say, hey, happy birthday, especially when it's your regular clients coming into the salon. Now, don't panic if you've never done a birthday email before. When you log in, you're going to see what you can see on my screen. And I'm like, there's nothing there. In the right hand side, I want you to click on show inactive. And we've got some emails and some text messages in here for you to choose from. So I'm going to choose the email. I'm going to click on the email. The trigger is looking at its birthday email, and it's going to go 5 days before the appointment. Now, when I used to do a lot of education and I used to do some training on automation, there was a lot of clients, salons that I was speaking to who used to send the birthday email on the day. And I used to say to them, you need to change it. And they were like, why? And I'm like, right, well, if you're wanting me to come in for my classic curly blow dry or to get my nails done, I want that email at least 7 days before my birthday as a trigger to book my appointment. So I personally, if it was me, I would be doing it 7 days before because it's given me enough time to be able to book that appointment.
I think what would really be lovely here is if you are, especially if you're offering something for birthday, like maybe a free treatment if you visit in your birthday month is a popular one.
Yeah.
Do added value is better than saying have 25% off.
hmm
But I think the really nice touch would be to have the email that goes out a week before, so it's in their birthday month, and they've got a whole month to redeem something. But then why not just send them a happy birthday text from their stylist or their therapist on the day that just simply says happy birthday with love from, salon name, and you can probably put the team member in that one, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
If you've got a regular, so for your regular clients, it's just such a lovely touch for the sake of
Yeah.
7p.
I think as well for if you are giving something away on email, the majority of salons, because again, what do other salons do? The majority is if you're a hair salon, it's usually a free treatment along with your blow dry because you're getting prepped to go out. And then with a beauty salon, it's usually a free manicure when you spend over £30. So they usually have like a trigger of the amount that you need to pay
Yeah, or you
first.
get a luxury instead of the standard or like a
Exactly.
next level up.
Yeah, like an upgrade, basically. But yeah, so again, when we go to choose template, we've got lots of templates for you to choose from. Let me just switch to my other system because I actually want you to see the templates that we've got. So in here, you will click on choose template, and now you will see a list. So there's the online chase one that we spoke about earlier. And you will see we've got a list of everything, and we've split it up between hair and beauty and barber. So there's lots of different templates for you to choose from. If I typed in, say, birthday, you can see here I've got a birthday email for barbers, beauty, and hair. Okay. For a change, I'm going to choose the barber one. Never choose the barber one. I'm going to choose the barber one. You'll see now that what's happened is it's inputted this template. So it's just popped a nice image in there. It's done all of your merge fields, so you don't need to worry about that. And then you can go in and you can change it. So here it says many happy returns. I can just start typing and I can type whatever I want to say. So it doesn't have to be, the exact wording that Salon IQ's done. You can go in and you can amend everything on this email. But it's just a great template for you to work from. And especially if you're looking for some images as well, we've got them in there already.
And again, the beauty of this is you don't have to look every day and see, right, whose birthday is it today? And then go and send out, 50 emails. It does it
Hmm.
for you. If it's in the
Yeah.
client record card, it goes out for you. You just got to set it up once and then forget about it.
And it spaces them out. Because what used to happen years ago, and we're talking years ago when I was first in the, software for salons, we used to blast them all. Do you remember? On,
Yeah.
January, they'd all get an email on the 1st of January, 2nd of February, and we'd do it all at once. And then everyone would be ringing up at the same time, and they're all getting the discounts at the same time. And yeah, it was a nightmare. Where this is just triggering it every single day. It'll look today. It'll look back 7 days and go, their birthday is in 7 days' time. We're going to send them an email. Yeah. Okay. So the next one under your automation is guest retention. Extremely important. I think this is probably the one that Jenny goes on about the most
It's
when
my
she's looking
favorite.
at. Yeah, when you're looking at what's set up in Salon IQ, this is definitely the one. So I'm going to show you on our main account. So intelligent marketing, automation, guest retention. And this is one where we say break it down. Don't do all of them by text messages and don't do all of them by email. So in here, you can see that the first text message that we're sending out is 10 weeks after their last appointment. Okay. Now, on this 10 weeks, we're not offering them any discount and we're doing it by text message. This is just a prompt to say to the client, it's been 10 weeks since your last booking. Please make your appointment. Again, I know I keep saying the same thing, but it has to have the book now button in there in everything that you do. You're making it convenient. I receive a text, I click on the link, and I go and book online. So much more simple. But don't offer any discount on this. And it will be different between hair, beauty, barbers, clinics, because it depends how often you're expecting those clients to come in. In the hair industry, it might be 10 weeks because you want them to come in regularly for a blow dry, but in a beauty salon that might do nails, you might be saying it needs to be every 4 weeks because that's when you get your nails done, that's when you get your eyebrows done. You should be keeping on top of your facials every 4 weeks. I've got some barbers, believe it or not, who actually have theirs on 2 weeks. Because there is barbers out there now who do cuts every 2 weeks for the same person. I find that mad, but they come in and they clean it up. So thinking about the very first one, the very first trigger that you do, have a think about how often you want your clients to be coming through the door.
I think one thing I saw a couple of years ago, and Harry, I don't know if you're on the call and if you still do it, but I think I remember that you send your very first message out the next day. So they've had
Wow.
their appointment, but it works really, really well. And would that then count towards your rebooking percentage? Because it's
Be
within
interesting.
potentially 24 hours.
Yes. Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyone who rebooks, whether they book in the salon or whether they book online, as long as they do it within 24 hours, it will still be classed as a rebooking for the team member.
Yeah, so don't think you've got to wait. You could just be, it was great to see you yesterday. If they haven't rebooked, it will go out to them. Great to see you yesterday. Why not book your next appointment in now? But it
Hmm.
works really well. So it's definitely something to think about. And sort of, could you put, and you can do it by email if you want to, because there's no dramatic need for them to book now. But then if it counts towards your rebooking percentage, and that's a KPI that you're working on for you and your team, it could be definitely worth getting that one in there for the following day.
Yeah, I'll be interested if Harry's still on the call to see if that's something that you're still doing and what the results are. And then go moving on, you've got another one now. So we've done the first text message, and then you can send an email. So you've got 10 weeks, and then you might think, right, if they can still not come back after 10 weeks, I'm going to send them an email after 18 weeks, and then I'm going to try and get them to book their appointments again. With the email, you can write more information. Again, you can click on choose template, and we've got all of the information in here and the wording for you to use. Again, after the second one, you don't have to do a discount. Yeah, again, it's just another reminder. Then we would do, I would say, another text message at this point, which is the halfway. Halfway through, I would say you would then send them a text message, and that would maybe possibly have a tiny amount of discount inside of that. Whether that's something small like we talked about on the birthdays with a free mini facial or a free blow dry when you book a colour and so on. And then the very final one that you've got is your 50 week and your 52 week. And this is your final chance to get this client through the door. It's been a whole year and that client has still not come back. At this point, this is when you may want to think about offering something a bit bigger in order for them to get through the door. I do have some salons who actually offer percentages off colours as well. But it doesn't have to be on a Saturday. You could say, we'd love to have you back in the salon. And on this email, tell them about anything new that you're doing. Because it's been a whole 12 months. So you could say, we've changed our colour, we've changed location, we've got new team members, we've got this on the website. Give them more information about the salon to entice them to come back in. And you
They
could
have been
say,
somewhere else, haven't they? That's the thing.
yeah.
They're guaranteed have been somewhere else.
Exactly. Somebody has been doing their hair. And if you're going to offer something large, say, around a colour, you could say it's only applicable from a Monday to Thursday, or you've got to spend over a certain amount of money before you can do that. But for the very last one, I would do both. I would do an email and I would do the text message as well. 50 weeks email, 52 weeks text. If you don't have any of these, again, you've got the show inactive button on the right hand side, but you've also got the new action button at the top. When you click on new action, the trigger that you're looking for is last visit date. Okay, very important. So their last visit date was 365 days ago. Another little trick is if you do multiple things in your salon, hair, beauty, barbers, a mixture of everything, you might not want to send the same text message to someone who's had their hair done than someone who's had beauty. So when you actually create these emails or text messages, on the left-hand side, you've got this button that says service. And at the moment, I'm just sending it to everybody who's had that particular service. What I can do is just turn any service off, and then I'm going to select all on the hair. So this means that that's selected. And then when I look under the beauty side of things, none of the beauty is selected for that. And then click on save. Now, what that text message is doing now is it's only looking at clients who've had their hair done. It's not looking at clients who've had any beauty. Because again, last visit is completely different to a hair and to a beauty service. And then what you can do is you could create a new text message and you could just call it not rebooked and then call it beauty. Oh, but obviously don't spell it like that. Beauty. And then you go services on the left hand side, take off any service, deselect hair, select all beauty. And you can make them work with each other. So, come in and get your hair done and we'll give you a beauty service, or come in and get your beauty done and we'll do you a hair service. You know, if you're looking at your salon and you're thinking, actually, the beauty columns are a bit more empty, because that's more of a luxury, isn't it? You know, it's a luxury to have your nails done. What we'll do is actually on the not returned one, come in and get your blow dry done, and we'll give you a free manicure or pedicure whilst you're sat in the chair. There's loads of different options. It's not set in stone to exactly what's in Salon IQ. It's just having these ideas.
I think because cross-selling as well is really important to give
Mhm.
it a try because we are all creatures of habit. Like I go to the salon, I have the same thing done pretty much every time. The color might be different, but
Mhm.
it is the same service, and I don't necessarily know what else they offer. Even if that's treatment wise, I don't necessarily know what treatment it is. So why not say the next time you book a color, we'll give you a free treatment or 50% off a treatment. And it helps the team as well because they don't like pushing services, do they, on the whole?
No.
Um, but go and try and have a facial done. If you're a nail client, but they also offer facials, hopefully they'll have that one facial and they'll be so hooked because you've made them look 10 years younger, that will become a regular for them.
Yeah, and cross-selling, it doesn't have to be with your own business. Like, look at us. We've got a lot of different partnerships going on that we work with Salon IQ. You know, we've got Loop HR, we've got Vish, we've got IQ Connect. There's loads of different things that we do. If you're a beauty salon and there's a hair salon down the road, I've seen them actually recommend each other.
Mm.
And, you know, so that's another a good selling tip. If you're never ever going to do beauty and it's no competition to you, then you can cross-sell between different businesses and we can all help each other in the industry.
Yeah, stronger together, aren't we, than on your own
On
sometimes.
your own, exactly. And the last one that I want to show you is the guest journey. And so the guest journey, these all work the same way, which is great because you're not having to remember too many different things. The difference with the guest journey is this is for new clients only. Okay. And this is why we separate it. And the reason we separate it is because we want them to have something different to our regular clients. So you'll see at the very top, we've got a countdown, new client countdown. And what we do is we're emailing this client 2 days before their very first visit. And I love this because the client's never been to the salon. They don't know what to expect. And this is where you can give them all the information that they don't know because they're not a regular. Certain things like where to park, the bus station's down the road, we're facing Sainsbury's, and all that information. If you do beauty, you know, if you're having a facial, don't have any makeup on, don't put any deodorant under your arms. And, you know, if you're like me, don't bring your kids. Don't bring your kids to the bar. They're not allowed to come to the salon. So anything, I mean, I've got kids, I love them, but you know, when they're in the salon, it's really hard work. So anything that you want to tell the client, you can pop it in here. And I'm getting that just before, and it's making me feel a bit more comfortable because I know where I'm going and I know what I'm doing. Okay. So the trigger for this is first visit date, 2 days before their appointment, or 3 days, or however you want to sell them. And then moving
And
on, you've got one after visit one. So this is after their very first appointment. You would then email them to say, it was great to have you in the salon today, and give them more information. Here's the online booking link to book your next appointment if you've not already done so. This is a link for our website if you want to give them a bit more information. We have some little tricks in there that some salons do. As an example, did you know we do free fringe trims in between appointments and things like that? Or we have a second blow dry when you get a colour. So this is going after the client's first visit with all the information and a thank you for coming into the salon. And you can do this after a new client 4 times. And the reason we say 4 times is because after the fourth visit, they are then classed as a regular client because they've been coming through the door 4 times. And on the fourth visit, this is the thing where you want to give them a survey, or you want to ask them a question, or give them a review for the team member. Give them all the information about your online shop. Did you know you can buy your products online? Here's the link to buy those products. Did you know these are all the services that we offer in the salon? They might only know the service that they've been coming in for, but they don't know the whole host of your services that you do. So make sure that you pop them that in the emails as well. Okay. And as long as you've got all them all set up, you are going to get a return from having all of these emails set up. And just quickly, before I move on to doing blasts where you do a one-off text message and email, I just want to show you the campaign dashboard because this really opens your eyes when you're actually doing any marketing inside of Salon IQ. So when we go onto the menu button, we go to intelligent marketing, and I want you to click on campaigns. And you might be doing campaigns now, but you just don't know what the results are. And you want to go in and you want to see like how much money are we actually making from sending these emails and text messages. You'll see at the very top that you can actually choose a date range. And I'm just going to go backwards. I'm going to do November. Now, this will take a couple of seconds to load up. It's not my computer. And the reason is what it's doing is it's looking at the whole of November. It's checking every single campaign that you've sent and it's calculating those results. And this is a live salon. This is the salon that Salon IQ has. So you can see all of the results. And we did some email and some text message Christmas campaigns over Christmas. So in here, you can see which ones are blasts and which ones are automated. Anything that says blast is the one-offs, one-off payments, and they're the ones that you pay for. Anything that's got gas, GRS, new clients, all of those will be free. Okay, so you can see in here as an example on the not rebooked. So we're sending a not rebooked after 350 days, which is the one I've just shown you, so almost a year. 22 of those have been sent in November, sorry. We paid 0 for this because it's free, because it's going inside of Salon IQ. We've got 2 clients returned, and we made £253 from those 2 clients. It's a no-brainer. You get 2 clients back. You've not spent a penny, and you've made that return.
And
Let's
they
go
were
and
2
look.
lost clients, 100% lost clients.
Exactly. If we go to the one before, which is really, really interesting, look at the one at 25 weeks. So we've got one at 25 weeks. We sent 37. Again, we've got 2 and 109. Before that was 41. We have 4 people and 217.
Can you just
And
re-show
then,
how to get to the campaign dashboard in a second for Claire?
yeah, Claire, it's menu, intelligent marketing, campaigns.
And it will always default to the previous full month, won't it? So if we're in any day in January,
It'll go to
it's going to
December.
show December.
Yeah, so you'll just need to, if you want to check this month, you'll just need to change the dates at the top, which are which I've changed to November. Now, the other one I wanted to show you is you can see the blasts, and you'll see the blast whether we've sent it by email or whether we've sent it by text message. Now, we did a Christmas campaign over Christmas, obviously, and these are real results. And I think a couple of yous actually who were on this call today also did exactly the same thing. We emailed you and said, this is what you need to do for campaign 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you sent the text message out. Some of you wanted us to send it, which we offer that as well. And as you can see in here, this is the money that's been going through the system. So I don't want to spend too much money on text messages because I'm saving money and I feel like, it's going to be getting taken out of my budget. But if you send a text message for a blast and then look at the results that you get coming back from it, oh my God, it pays for itself.
That £150 is irrelevant, isn't it?
It really, really is.
22,000.
Exactly, exactly. And this is when we were trying to get people to book in for next year. So we did a Christmas campaign, making sure they're booking in for January as well. So you guarantee getting this income through from doing blasts. And even small ones, £23. And everyone's like, oh, I know it's £23, and I get it. It adds up. It does add up. However, for us spending £23, we just made £380. I'm more than sure that someone on here, I won't mention the name, I did training with you. And feel free to chat on it if you want to. And whilst me and you were on the training call, the phone started going in the salon. So we sent a text blast to the clients. And as I was still physically training this salon, she was like, "Oh my God, they're ringing the salon already." And that's how quick it is with the text messages. So just make sure you have a look at that. You can click on it. There's a lot more information, but I want to make sure that I move on in how to actually send them out. All you have to do is click. It'll give you the information and it'll tell you everything for the individual client.
And you can see our online chase, as we mentioned earlier, we said we'd share it. So the email that goes out for our online chase, and again,
It's
real
this one.
salon.
86 cents in November. Cost was zero because we sent it by email and we made over £1,000. Again, no brainer. It's free. You don't need to do anything apart from set it up. Okay.
Um, Jen's just asked Cara, what date should we input to get an accurate estimate on new client retention? And what is the industry average? Now, I have the industry averages up, but
hmm
if you can answer
hmm
the first bit about what dates should you be looking at when you're reviewing that?
Depending on what you've got set up in Salon IQ, in global settings, you can set your retention to be 10 weeks, 12 weeks, 16 weeks, whatever. When you're running your reports, you need to run it on those dates. So if you're on a 12-week retention and you're looking at the dashboard, you need to be running it on a 12-week. Needs to match what you want them to do.
Then the industry benchmark stats that we share monthly, I've got it for the whole of 2025. So for hair salons, new client retention is currently sitting at 31.83%. Then for beauty salons, it's 29. For hair and beauty salons combined, it's 37.75%. And for barbers, they're the winners at 44.5%. So you're looking at between 30 and 45% of your new clients. That's kind of the minimum that you should be aiming for. But that's still meaning that's only a third of your clients that are new are coming back within that retention, that 12 weeks, that 10 weeks. So that's where the retention system will really help and the client journey together to make sure that that number increases. So hopefully that helps. I am going to let you into a secret that I'm working on a little ebook all about the 2025 benchmark stats. And I'm telling you, so I'm accountable and I finish it. So I'm hoping to share that with you all. It'd be a really good read, sort of report looking at all of the different sectors. So then Jen's just said, when for individual team members, what's a good percentage? I don't know how you'd work it out, but yeah, what would
As if in what you want the retention to be?
Yeah, what's a good percentage for an individual team member? I mean, you need it to be the same as your salon benchmark, don't you? Do you?
Yeah, I mean, if you want client, they should be retaining 100% of the clients.
Well, that's the
That is
ideal.
basically it. Yeah, exactly. They should be retaining every client because what should be happening is they should be doing whatever service they're doing on me today, taking me to the till screen, having a chat with me, let's rebook your next appointment. So in theory, it actually should be 100%, but I know obviously that never ever happens. Well, it does actually. I have seen some salons hit it, but
I
and
think if you can aim for
I'm happy for anyone to
50,
put in the chat now. What do you do? What's your retention percentage in the salon? And maybe
yeah.
look at the benchmarks that Jenny sends over. They will give you a bit more insight into what other salons are doing.
I mean, new clients are always harder than
Yeah.
your existing clients, so they will always be
hmm
higher. So I think with existing clients, that retention percentage should be around the 80%. I
Yeah.
mean, 80 plus is fantastic. 70 plus is probably, where you at least should be.
hmm
But for new clients, I think if, 40 to 50, but obviously if it's a new thing that you want them to focus on, you can't, if they're currently getting 20%, you can't currently then tell them to turn around and go, right, well, you need to be doing 80. It's
Yeah.
not going to work. So you need to gradually step it up. And each person might be difficult, but use your team members to train each other. How do they get them to rebook?
hmm
So Claire has just said that she is 70 to 80%. So that's
Brilliant.
incredible.
Yes,
Um,
brilliant.
And that's really what everyone should be aiming for, because you're always going to get those clients that don't come back because they're either flitting from salon to salon, or that's just the way that they're not tied to any particular salon. They probably go maybe
And
where there's an offer.
yeah, and just double check what you've got set up in the system because, pre-COVID, yes, we were on a 12-week retention. So it might look like your retention is really bad because you've still got your retention on 12 weeks. And it might be that you need to change it to 14 weeks. So just double check what you've got set up.
Jen's just said I need to fire them if they're only on 20%. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. But I know your salon, they definitely will be on 20%. So the last thing, I'm really sorry, we are going to run over again, or clearly we don't shut up. Either you can, if you need to go, that's absolutely fine. Don't worry, we will send you the recording. If not, you can stay. We're happy to run over. So the final part is just to show you how to do these blasts, these campaigns that we recommend because we know they work. So if we go on the menu button, again, we go to intelligent marketing. Everything's all in the same place. And I want you to click on where it says client selection. And this is where you can segment every single client within the system and email or text the clients that you need to get the message to. So the top right hand side, we've got ad selection. So we click on ad selection. And then what you would do is choose blank template. And this is how we did the campaign. Now we are running another campaign starting this week, Jenny. Is that right?
Next week, Monday.
Next week. Okay, so we're running a campaign, a new SMS campaign, exactly the same that we did at Christmas, but for 2026. Look out for your emails. We're going to be emailing around what you need to do. We're also going to be adding it onto our Facebook group. And so you will have all the information. There's two options. We either give you all the tools and you go away and do it yourself, or we will actually send those campaigns for you. Okay. So the first thing you would do is add in, I'm going to start with text message. We're going to add in a description, and this can be anything you want. So in here, I can just put, January 2026. It's only for me. It's not going to be for anybody else. And then in here, you can even put Cara's clients. Like so. The type is SMS because that's what I'm looking for. You can choose from active clients only, all clients, or archived clients. I would usually go for active clients. People are archived for a reason. They've not been coming into the salon. And I'm going to leave mine on active clients. Then you've got these results on the right-hand side. So you can choose male and female. You can choose last visit. You can choose have they had a particular service. I'm going to show you one of the most popular ones. The ones is last visit. So someone's trying to get them to come in with an extra offer, even though you've still got your campaigns going in the background. It might be that you want to do an extra offer. So we click on here, last visit, and I can see I want to get anyone's last visit that was either, 6 months ago today, more than 1 year ago, and click on save. You can then choose whether you want it to be male or female. You can choose a particular team member. Now, you have multiple salons, Jen, who's just been in the chat, but multiple salons. You need to make sure you click on salon because then you can actually choose. You'll have a list of all of your salons in here. And if you're only going to be doing it for one salon, you would do it at this point. Then you would do save and get client count. And once you've done that, it will then give you a list of clients that you can send this text message to. So this is real data. I'm actually now looking. I should have chose a smaller one. But once you've done this part, you will be able to then send a text message to client.
I think your favorite item on the right-hand side is always going to be no future appointment.
That's what I didn't click.
That's what you didn't click.
Yes, I didn't click it. That's why it's taken so long.
You don't want to be messaging people that have already booked in, have got an appointment, next week, next month, tomorrow.
Yeah, so that one's there.
Keep those people.
Yeah, huge. So anyone who see here where it says has future bookings and then no future bookings. So what you want to do is want to make sure that you're using the toggle that says no future booking, because as Jenny said, that's not going to message anyone who has a future appointment. Where mine is actually looking at everyone who's got future appointments,
I think there's
probably.
about 20,000 clients in there.
Yeah, exactly. Especially because it's got some of my demo ones in there. Let me flip to my other one, just to be a bit quicker. So that one is in client selection, and then click on add selection, and then you've got here all the different ones that we've done. So you can see for this one here as an example, I was looking at clients last visit, and I've added clients who've not got a future booking, and then click on save. There we go, much quicker. Okay, so it would give me a list of clients who've not been into the salon within that date range, and then it'll give you a list of clients. So if I click on view clients from this point, I click on view, and this will give you a list of clients. At the very top hand side, we're going to make sure it's on track campaign. And the reason we make sure it's on track campaign is so that it shows on the campaign dashboard. And then when you're ready, we click on SMS blast. It would then load into here, and then you would type in what you want it to say. Again, you can add all the merge fields. We will be giving you the contents to put into this text message anyway, so you don't even need to think about it. Might be a few words that you want to change. And then you can see at the bottom, you need to make sure it stays under one text message. And you can abbreviate when it comes to text as well. It doesn't have to be the full word as long as it's, understandable for the client. Once we've done that, you've got an option to send yourself a test. So you can send yourself a test. It'll come through to your mobile phone. You can see how it is. You can check the links, especially if you're putting in things like the book now button. You'll get a text message. You can click on the link and you can make sure that all of that's working and it's worded exactly the way you want it. And then once you're ready, you just click on send. It is that simple.
And I
It
think this
looks
teamed up
harder
with
than
the
what it is.
utilization dashboard. I think, Cara, sorry, but next week is all more about team and utilization. So we'll show
Yeah.
you next week how to use your utilization dashboard to give you the ideas that you need to show you where your team are quiet or how to work that out. And you use that information to come and do your blast.
Yeah, and you can, there's all of the information's there. You guys know what this means. Had service. Bring in had service, click on that, and I'm going to target everyone who's had a beauty service. So I'm going to target everyone who's had a particular beauty service or a particular hair service. So you've got had service, you've got had retail. You bring new retail items out. I want to message everyone who's had this retail item because we brought new ones out. And we want them to buy that retail item because they're the people who are going to buy. And the same with gift cards. Great one for around Christmas, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day. You could target anyone who's previously got a gift card and market to them on Mother's Day, Valentine's Day. Again, they are the people who are going to spend the money. And so there's lots of different options for you to choose from. It will automatically remove anybody who's not opted in from marketing. So don't worry about that. If I've opted out for text messages, it will not send it to that client. This all falls in with your GDPR. However, it also only is good as the data that you are putting inside of SalonIQ, you and your team. And this is why it's so important to make sure that we're getting and collecting that information from the clients. Okay. And you can also do it by email as well. So you've got the drop down box. We can change that to email, save and get client count. It's funny because you'll start seeing how many emails you've got compared to how many mobiles you've got. So you'll be able to see which one in your salon that you're collecting more than the other. Again, you would click on view clients and then we use this button that says upload to email manager. Email Manager is a completely separate tool to SalonIQ. It'll load in a different browser. You can then design your campaign. We've got lots of FAQs. There's not enough time to go through and show you each individual part on Email Manager today. And maybe we might try and squeeze it into next week's webinar, Jenny, just to show at the beginning of the webinar how Email Manager works, because it's a bit different to text because you've got to drag and drop your booking in, you've got to add your booking link in. So text messages is actually more simple. And yeah, email
Yeah.
manager, they are templates for you to choose, but there's a tiny bit of extra work that you need to do to get it designed.
And if you want to give it a go, so say you've never done a blast before, which is common for a lot of salons, you can still book that one-to-one education session with one of the team, and they can literally, if you know what you want to do, if you want to work out with them what to do, they will spend that time going through. They can help you build the email, write the message, get the right group of clients that you want, and send that blast out literally while you're on that session, or you can go and do it afterwards. So you can always book in with one of the team as well if you want to sort of have someone there for that first first blast, because it is quite daunting when you're sending it to, say,
Yeah.
hundreds of clients, and you want to make sure that everything is looks right, spelt right, sounds right. Because at the end of the day, you're spending money, so you need to make sure. So someone being there just to sense check what you're doing is right is, we that's what we're here for. So
A little tip as well, if you're thinking, "Well, shall I send it by text or shall I send it by email?" I think if it's something, again, towards money, value, you want someone to book instant. I need bookings now, next week, we're dead. Send it by text message.
yeah.
Segment it down to those clients that you know are going to come back into the salon. If it's something that you want to tell them someone's coming back off maternity, see that quite often, or a new team member, or new products, I would do it by email because then you can send it to everyone and it's cheaper and it's not something that you're expecting too many bookings to come from. So in terms of text message value, things that you want instant bookings from, and then anything with more information, team member updates, newsletters, those type of things, then I would send them by email because you just don't get as a bigger return. And test it, do both. And you will actually see that you'll get more of a return from the messages than you ever will from email. That's it. I
We're
think.
done.
And my computer's still on. Yay!
You made it through. Thanks so much for everyone that joined. Like I say, keep an eye out for the SMS campaign. That will be 3 weeks starting from next week. So it's a slightly shorter one because it's a January new set for the January, February quieter months. Because we'll have our normal one in spring anyway. I'll send out the recording hopefully this afternoon, if not tomorrow, and it'll be on the Facebook group as well. But any questions, just contact anyone from the team and they can help you. But thank you so
Amazing.
much.
Thanks, everyone, and see you next week.
Thanks, bye.